Now, I know it's been quite a few years since we've had a car show season in full steam. Now, we all know what happened in 2020. 2021, there were some shows, but not many. But if you're into car shows, let me tell you, 2022 is going to be your year. Pony to the Smokies, biggest one ever. Ford Carlisle, not only the biggest Ford Carlisle, the biggest Carlisle event ever. Mustang Week also shaping up to be the next huge one, as the car show sold out almost immediately. Now, having spent the last 2 weekends at some car shows, I definitely have to think a lot of you have not been to a car show for a while because you're forgetting the basic rules. Now, I know most of you people are going to be very, very respectful of cars at a car show, but some of you definitely are not. So if you're thinking to go to a car show, here's 5 basic rules you're going to want to follow. Now, normally I work my way up to number 1, but in this case, number 1 is so obvious yet isn't obvious somehow to a lot of you that it's got to go first, and that is don't touch the cars. Doesn't matter if you want to see if it's a wrap and want to touch it, or if you think it's real carbon fiber. If you want to find out if it's wrapped, ask the owner. If you want to ask if it's real carbon fiber, ask the owner. Whatever you do, don't touch somebody else's car. I mean, these are someone's pride and joy. Even a car like this, the paint's not that great, it's not that nice of a car, but it is my car, not your car, so don't touch it. Number 2 on my list, and again, should be very, very obvious, but somehow isn't, is don't trash talk other people's cars. I mean, we've all seen cars at a car show that you know what, it belongs at a junkyard, doesn't belong at the car show. But again, you don't know that owner's situation. You don't know what their monetary situation is. You don't know if that car has sentimental value to them, and they paid their entry fee and they belong there. So again, if you don't like their build, their style, whatever they did to the car, that's great, move along. Just like on the internet, you see something you don't like, just move on to the next one. Car show, the same thing. There's tons of other cars to see, so if you see one that's not your style, just smile and move on to the next one. Now, number 3 might be a hot button for some, but I mean no disrespect. Be cautious of your kids when they come to a car show. Kids belong at a car show. We want to teach the next generation, show them the cars, get them excited. I love when kids come up to my cars and ask if they can get their picture taken or even sit behind the driver's seat. That stuff is one of the best things about a car show. But also teach your kids to be careful with the cars. There's nothing worse than seeing parents who aren't paying attention and their kids are running up to a car and kicking the tires and jumping up and down on seats. I've seen all these things happen at car shows. So again, bring your kids out. Car shows are meant for families. Just teach them respect of the cars. And again, you're going to teach a proper enthusiast who will grow up hopefully love cars as much as we do. Now, number 4 on my list is going to come down to photos, particularly cameras. Keep an eye out for cameras. If someone's trying to take a picture of the car, you know what, stop for a second, let them frame up that shot and get a good picture. Now, especially if that photographer has a larger professional camera, because they might be covering the event for their promoter or for a larger website, and they're trying to get good quality pictures. So if someone is lining up that photo, again, give them a couple seconds to take the picture. Now, on the other hand, if you're the guy taking the picture, it doesn't take 30 to 40 seconds to line up that iPhone shot. If somebody stops and gives you a second, get the camera up, get it focused, get your picture, and move on. There's no reason to spend a ton of time and hold people up if you don't have to. But again, it works both ways. Give people the time, but don't take too much. At number 5 on my list, and again, I've seen this sadly happen too often, is respect the show and the promoters. And the promoters are putting that show on, put a lot of effort into it. And trust me, by the end of the car show day, especially if it's hot out, they are very, very tired. So again, show them some respect. Thank them for the show. Clean up after yourself. And when it comes time to leave, make sure you do it in a normal fashion. All our cars sound good. There's no reason to rev it. And especially, don't be another Mustang crashing video. We have enough of those out there. When you leave the show, drive slowly, get home safe, and again, respect the promoters. If you do dumb stuff when you leave that show, wherever that show was held, might not welcome that promoter back. Now you're costing everybody a good time. So again, there's a lot of different ways to do this, but be respectful of the promoters. Like I mentioned earlier, 2022 is going to be an amazing year for car shows. We are once again the main sponsor of the Mustang Week car show, which sold out almost immediately, so that is going to be packed as well. I'm also proud to report we are bringing back Customer Appreciation Day for 2022. And unlike the Customer Appreciation Days before, this year the free car show is going to be held in 2 different locations. We will have an East Coast and a West Coast show. So again, plenty of you should be able to make it out, and we hope to see you there.